Hello. So today I want to talk to you about the game Kōhaku, which has been a favorite of mine for several years now, but it is coming to crowdfunding with so much more. So in this game, the basic premise has always been that there's a center board and you take two adjacent tiles. One is a fish and one is a feature, and you place it in your pond, and obviously everything scores differently and you're trying to maximize your points. Well, this still exists, but now we have a bunch of modules that gives us different features we can include in the game, which is super fun. And there's now going to be a big pond version that you can play, where instead of each of you creating your own individual ponds, you're going to be working on one big central pond, and you only have so many scoring discs, and you must have one available on every turn. So some scoring discs you're going to want to leave out there as long as possible to get as many points to wait till the end to score them. But you need a disc every turn, so sometimes you have to pull one back and score a feature immediately that maybe isn't going to score you as many points as if you had left it. So first, let's talk about the modules for Kōhaku. So this is a 1 to 4 player game, and you can use these modules. You're just going to pick 6 in your game. So the game used to have optional ones of sundial and hidden objectives. Those are now just part of the game. So in sundial, this is going to be the center tile for your pond. And the way that it works is that there are sundial cards, and there's a bunch of them. And so you will pick 4, and they will be based on the modules that you are playing with, because obviously it wouldn't make sense to put out a sundial objective if you don't have that module, but it will be out in each of the 4 cardinal directions. So if this is at north and something else is south, this says every card that is north of my sundial, and that means any rows north of my sundial, I'm going to get bonus points. So other things are going to say if it's west of my sundial, like any flower west of my sundial, I'm going to get bonus points. Any coin east of my sundial, I'm going to get bonus points. You get the idea. So you have a whole bunch of different sundial objective cards that will change game to game, and they will be in the cardinal directions. So that will then affect potentially where you place things in your pond so that you can maximize points that way. Then you have I'm trying to figure out which one to show you. Next, you have the hidden objectives. So these are fun because you're going to have a hidden objective that no one's going to know about but you, that's going to get you some extra points. So for example, the balance keeper. Determine which color of koi you have the least of in your pond, and then ties you decide. Earn 3 bonus points for each koi tile with a fish of that color. So that can be big to get all these bonus points at the end of the game. And there's a whole bunch of different ones. And again, everyone has something different. So those used to be optional ones that I think you had to purchase separately that are now part of the game. But wait, there's more. So we now have cats. We know cats are super curious about fish. So if you place this cat into your pond and can get all 4 fish types surrounding the water side of the cats, that's great. That means you have to have some fish that are dual colored because there's only 3 available sides. That also means that this is now considered land, and I can't build past that. So it's creating an edge to my pond that I didn't have before. So that's something you definitely need to think about. Then we have wildflowers. So when you place this into your pond, it's any color, and you won't determine until the end of the game what color it actually is for scoring. So it gives you some flexibility to figure out what fish you're going to put around that to score. Then we have herons. Herons love fish. So if a heron comes into your pond and is placed next to a fish, that's fine. However, no future fish will go next to a heron. So you don't want to place this too early and block off a bunch of fish spots for yourself. So be careful there. Then we have the bluefish. They're wild. They're any color you want. There's only 4 of them, so getting one is super, super helpful. Then we have fountains. And the fountains, I love the artwork on these because they're different. I love this one. So for every type of feature that is diagonal to a fountain, you're going to get 3 points. So that is super great. Then we have these mallard ducks, and they are social. So for every duck that is in each pond, you will score 2 points. So if you're the only one that places a duck, that's only going to be 2 points. So you better hope that other people place them as well. And then finally, we have bamboo, and bamboo want to attract fish, and you're going to get points if you attract, I believe it's the same color of fish around them. So those are all of the different modules, and you're just going to pick a couple to add into the game. I believe you pick 6. Don't quote me on that, though. I could be wrong. So you're going to do that. So that's just enhancing what we already know and love about this game. Where we have a board, we pick 2 adjacent tiles, and it shows you here where you place your fish, where you place your features, and then there's ways that you move to rearrange, and the new tiles always go into the center. So that's what we know and love. Now we have the big pond edition, and it will come with a separate board with it. It wasn't ready in time for the prototypes to go out because obviously this is a crowdfunding game. So it will look like just kind of the outside of this, and you will use fewer tiles than you would in a regular game. And you are going to have a starting position essentially where this one. So if it's here and we've got our features and our fish all around here, I for free can take the feature and the fish that's right there, and we're playing it into a big central pond all together. I then take one of my scoring tokens and place it on that feature. I start the game with 3, so that's great. I put it out there. I don't worry about it until all 3 are placed, and then I have to start pulling them back, and I will immediately score the feature I took it off of, score it on the points. So you'll use this board. This will be out all the time to do your score, and you'll have the secondary board for showing all of your tiles. I'll score that. But again, some I may want to fill up more before I pull them back. So there's that push and pull. And other people may place things out in a way that isn't beneficial. So I'm like, ooh, let's pull that back because it's not going to do me any more good. You will also, have 4 coins to start the game. And as you are going here, I might be like, I don't like this one. I want to start here. So in order to do that, I have to pay a coin, and these will be actual coins in the game. And then I can take the next 2 cards. So there's ways to get around the board to get the tiles you really want, but at a cost. However, as you're going around the board, if you later come around and take a tile that has a coin on it, that coin's now yours. So there are ways to get coins back in the game. And we're just building out this big central pond. We're scoring objectives along the way with our tokens. And then any objectives that were not scored during the game, once we are out of tiles, those objectives will be scored at the end of the game. And so then whoever has the most points wins. So I think the big pond version of this is really, really cool because it adds so many more layers to it of how do I help myself but not help you, which I enjoy in a game. And it's also that push and pull of which objective do I pull back because I can't have them all out there, and which one is, is going to really maybe score me a lot of points at the end. I love all of these new modules because they change the scoring so much, and that you can do it in the regular base game that we already know. You can pick your favorite modules and add them in. Or we can do, the big board where we're playing more interactively. So this, I feel like, is one of those things that it really enhances the game. It doesn't change it to a point that the game is unrecognizable. It just gives us more of what we already liked about this game. So this is a fantastic tile placement game that I have been enjoying for several years, and I am so excited about all of the new. So go check this out. Like the page so that you'll get notified on launch. Let me know if you've played it, what you think of it. Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.